Hello, my chicklets. Thank you for stopping by. Today I have a special treat for you. A type of story I don't normally read, but I wrote one for my New Year Old Tropes series back in January. So let me read you a Hanahaki story called Imaginary Flowers. As Deceit, however apt or unapt that name actually was, Janus had to keep certain lies hidden from the other sides. If there was something they weren't ready to face yet, it was his job to make sure that they didn't have to, which was why he was currently in the process of sewing himself a set of black gloves instead of his usual yellow ones. Was he planning on doing a full and complete wardrobe change in order to hide the fact that he was now spitting up blood in regular intervals? Yes, he was. Was that too dramatic? Of course not. His options were to either do that or to tell the truth to the others. And Roman wasn't ready for that truth. Roman was an idiot. A strong, creative, confused idiot. His view of the world was so completely and irreparably damaged. Janice genuinely didn't believe Roman would be able to reconcile with the fact that not getting his way didn't mean the world was out to get him. Though, Janice had added to that belief, hadn't he? His flirtation had been genuine, but he had been too wrapped up in getting his way, in making the others understand. He finished his new gloves, slipping them on and curling his fingers to test the fit. How was he supposed to tell Roman that he had meant every flirtatious word, that he marveled at the way Roman carried himself and was enamored with his words? How was he supposed to admit that Roman's taunts over his name had hurt because Janus had been in love with him for years? How was he supposed to explain that the love had grown so dark and broken that it was literally killing Janus? He wasn't. Janus had no intention of telling Roman. His hope was, given enough time, the feelings would fade. Everything would go back to normal and he could forget the whole affair. He was good at lying to himself. With the new black gloves, the inner lining of his capelet a vibrant yellow, as well as a new ribbon around his hat, Janus felt accomplished with the change. He had apparently finished just in time because a cough ripped its way through his body, shaking him to his core. He felt the blood and petals slip through his lips. An icy feeling of regret filled him, but he ignored it. Janus snapped the flowers away, not even bothering to look at the red roses he knew too well. Instead, he looked down at his hands. There were no stains on his gloves. The black worked well. Everything was going according to plan. Now, he just had to fool the others as well as he fooled himself. Janus walked out of his room, only to run right into Remus. "Snaky, you've been disappearing a lot of stuff recently. What's got you so tied up in your room that you have that much trash?" he asked, wiggling his eyebrows. This was why Janus had made his gloves instead of summoning them. The less creative power he used, the less Remus would know, and Remus was too smart for his own good sometimes. "Certainly not what you're thinking." He shook his head. "Oh, really? Then what is it? Is it because of the new fit? You're looking very snakish now." "And how does Logan feel about you flirting with other people?" Remus went sheepish. "He wouldn't mind if he noticed. He's so dense. God, I love him, Janus, but I don't think tattooing 'I love you' on my ass would give him much notice." He began complaining about Logan, too distracted to further question Janus, just as he planned. It was the nice thing about Remus. Forcefully getting him to change a topic was nigh impossible. Getting him to switch by gently pulling at another string was much easier. Their conversation was going fine until Janus started coughing, fighting to swallow the flowers instead of spitting them in his hands. That would only make the coughing worse. "Whoa there, J-Dog!" Remus hit him hard on the back, and the flower came up. "You have Hanahakis? Why didn't you tell me?" "I can't really do much about it." "You could tell him." "It will only make him feel guilty." "It's not me, is it?" Remus shook his head, letting out a sigh. "It's Roman." Felt nice to tell someone, even if it wasn't needed. "I mean, if you tell him and he's an ass, won't that help you get over it?" What?" We both know my brother is being a bit temperamental right now, and I know you don't want to try and force a relationship on him because you don't think he wants it, which, okay, fair, but if he's gonna be a baby about the whole thing, wouldn't it be good to let him be a baby about it? Might help you get over your feelings. Janice looked at Remus, mouth hanging agape. Probably easier than redoing your whole wardrobe. I like it, but you made things way more complicated than they need to be, and that's coming from me. I don't often say this, but I think you're right. You should listen to me more, Remus said before plucking the bloody flower out of Janice's hand and eating it like candy. He made a gagging noise before standing up. With that, I'm going to go entertain more civilized company. Finding Roman wasn't hard. The creative side had been spending a lot of time in his room lately, and knocking on his door was less nerve-wracking than Janice assumed it would be. He was surprised by the calm that came, with him expecting a negative response. What do you want, Snake? I wanted to tell you I love you. Roman was silent for a few moments, staring at Janice in a baffled surprise. The two both stood there without speaking until Roman's guard lowered a bit. If you have come to make fun of me, I'm not in the mood. I'm not making fun of you, Roman. I'm telling you the truth. I love your passion, your drive. I want you to have only the best things in life, and when you made fun of my name, it hurt because I knew you didn't value me. He waved his hand as if it wasn't important, and now I would like you to reject me. Why? So that I can get over these feelings and move forward. I'm well aware of your feelings for me, but I need to hear you say them out loud. You said you want me to say my feelings out loud? That would be ideal. Roman sighed and Janus braced for the lashing he was about to get. I'm tired of fighting. That was unexpected. I'm tired of feeling alone, which is how you made me feel after the wedding. I'm tired of losing everyone, and I want to be your friend, but I don't trust you. I don't love you, but I also don't know you. You hide behind so many different masks that I'm never sure which Janice is the real Janice. His chest tightened. That wasn't a yes, but it also wasn't a no. What do you suggest? I don't know, but I don't think you can love me, because you barely know the real me. You are in love with whatever idea of me you have, the story you've written in your head. Maybe we should start off being friends, actually get to know each other. I love a good fairy tale as much as anyone else, but real relationships take time and care. Janus looked at him. He was surprised for a second time today, and it had come at the hands of the twins. You're quite right. Why did his chest feel lighter? It wasn't as if Roman had said yes. His love wasn't requited, but Roman was right. Janice's emotions had been based on an idea, not the person. He had never realized how mature Roman could be when the time called for it. So, if he wasn't truly in love with Roman, then there was no person for his affection to be anchored to. I would appreciate a chance at friendship. Roman nodded, his lips pursed a bit, ready to retreat to his room. Tomorrow, we can hang out and craft together? There was still a bit of trepidation from the other side, but Roman nodded slowly before disappearing into his room. Janus looked down at his glove, putting his hand to his chest and breathing in deeply. This was going to be the start of something new, and he liked the idea. Thank you all for listening. I do appreciate you coming by. Again, this story was Imaginary Flowers. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.